Alright, you rickety-ribbed rivets. Ah, fuck! Okay, so between these two ballad songs, we clearly have an objectively better ballad song.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
Why?
It sounds really bouncy and also it flips really neutrally.
That's not even true. It's distinctly handle-heavy.
Yeah, but it's also French fries, so like, that makes it really cool.
What? That doesn't mean it's good! This one is objectively better materials, grade 5 titanium handles, and S35VN steel blade. This one is 6061 aluminum that's Cerakoted. It's not even anodized, it's not even 7075. And the blade, it's 154 CPM. That rusts so much easier. And this one has a modular weight system. This one is just stagnant at its current weight and weight distribution.
Yeah, but is it French fries?
No.
Yeah, so like, this one I'm giving a 10 out of 10, and this one, well...
No reviews! So I've had some comments and also Instagram DMs asking me to do reviews for certain ballad songs I have. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I do not plan to do any direct reviews. Any kind of review adjacent content that I do just happens to be because it aligns with me showing off a ballad song, talking about its specs, things like that, talking about if I personally like it. That's it. That's what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. It's just whatever I want to do. I don't want to do reviews. Review content, like direct reviews, not in my picture of whatever I want to do. That is off the table. I do not want to do any kind of direct reviews where I assign numbers to how good it is, tell people about if they should buy it, if they should consider it a bad ballad song. I don't want to do that kind of content. So as you can see from my videos, I have a lot of ballad songs. I've been collecting for a long time. I mean, not all of my stuff I've had for that long, but I've been collecting for a long time. Almost a decade as of this year. Does that mean I've been flipping that long? No, not at all. I only recently started getting into flipping. Technically 2019 if you really want to count the fact that I got a Squid Trainer V3.5 at the end of 2019. I learned how to do a rollover and that's it. I hated the Squid Trainer so much that I just put it away, never touched it again for 3 years. I just put it on my shelf on display with the rest of the ballad songs, and that's it. I hated the Squid Trainer, and I hated flipping because of it. I only recently got back into flipping as of 2022. Late 2022 is when I started flipping again, and I still only knew how to do a rollover, and that's it. And now, it's been just a little bit over a year. I am not very knowledgeable flipping. I am not a good flipper. I am more of a collector still. I collect weird things. I mean, I'm an okay flipper, I would like to say. I know how to do some cool things, and that's kind of it. That doesn't mean that I'm actually a good flipper. I mean, sure, I know how to do scissors, I know how to do a giraffe, and I can do a little bit of tech stuff sometimes. That doesn't mean I'm a good flipper. I'm still relatively new to this, and I lack the experience that people like Will Hirsch or even Ethan Camaro EE Blade Bias. He's been flipping for almost 3 years now. He's got the experience, he's got the know of ballad songs and flipping to actually talk about that. I have barely even hit a fraction of that. So, no, I am not qualified for talking about flipping reviews at all. Don't ask me about any of this stuff unless you really want to take it with a grain of salt. In which case, I will try to tell you about it, but don't take it as fact because I don't actually know that much yet. Not enough about the nuances to actually tell you about what's really, really good or better. I'm still kind of new to this flipping thing, but that's not the only thing that's keeping me from doing reviews. I also have some opinions about review content. Just like Channel Aluminum, review content is oversaturated. We've already got lots of people who are doing this kind of stuff. We've got like a small handful of people who actually do their research, like Will Gay.Hirsch. He does a lot of research into what he's doing, takes the time to get to know the ballad song, and makes a thoughtful review that gets a really good point across, all his thoughts, and makes sure that people know that it's based off of his preferences. It's not supposed to be completely objective, but it's as objective as he can get it, while also using his preferences in his flipping. But that's not what everybody does. Sometimes I see people, and this is actually something that I've been seeing a lot of lately, just people popping up, maybe right after they start flipping or a month after they start flipping. They just immediately go to review content for whatever reason, maybe to get clout, who knows. But I see all these people who just immediately go to review content, unbox the ballad song right there as they get it, and they give their opinions and everything right there as the review. Not even spending more than just that time with it, just that's the review. They unbox it, there you go. Review done. That's what they do. They just pull whatever out of their ass, and they call that a review. That's not a review. Now you might think, isn't it better that there's a bigger pool of opinions to draw from, of all skill levels potentially? Well, imagine this. With the vast number of people who are doing that, the same month that they start flipping, doing full reviews, trying to make their full reviews, somebody who's brand new to the hobby as well comes across that video because they're looking for reviews of a certain ballad song because they've never tried many and they're looking for their first ballad song or second to try after getting their very first that might be very cheap. And they're looking at this review that's just wildly incorrect information. All kinds of stuff that's even potentially harmful to teach to brand new flippers. Things that are just so wildly inaccurate that it's going to set them back in their mindset for flipping for so long just because it's that inaccurate, that bad. I would say that's a problem. That's a problem of oversaturation. Either way, I don't want to make that kind of content. We've already got experienced people making that kind of content, like Will, Ethan, Den. Hey, you ever hear about that Kumi yo? You ever seen her content before? For most people, probably not. Because really, I'm just a blip on the internet who happens to have a big collection, and I think that it's better to show it off and talk about it than to sequester it away into a black hole like some people do, where you never get to see those things ever again, and those are just completely lost to history. They're gone. I am not going to be like that, but I'm also not going to do reviews. Really, I'm just here to talk about whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm not here seeking clout or popularity, trying to get a sponsorship. If someone happens to reach out, sure, that's whatever, that's fine, that's of their own volition, that's fine. But I'm not really needing or desiring one, nor do I think I'm really qualified for a sponsorship. And I'm not about to beg for free stuff to review and then throw a salt fit later just because I was told no. Oh, but you know what's great about having nobody to clip my wings is that I can say whatever I want about anything, and I don't have to worry about repercussions from anybody who's sponsoring me. Like, for instance, oh boy, this squid trainer, this is the 3.5 that got me started into flipping technically, and I hated it so much. Well, this thing has gone through a journey. It had a cracked handle around the pivot at one point, and the other one, just, I think that when they put the Zen pin in, they pressed it without a spacer, because it binded no matter what. So I got new handles, and I figured, hey, red, silver, black, hey, that's like my colors, right? So, let's do that. Well, I get it, red handle's fine, but the silver, look at that. Can you see it on camera? Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it. You see how you see how the screw kind of pokes out of there? And also the pivot is, no, you can't see it on camera, but it's a little bit more out than this one. Well, that's as far as it can go before it starts binding. And guess what it does right now? That's right. You literally cannot tune the tap out, and for some reason, it doesn't let the screw fully sink in, and it just binds. It's either binding or tapping, so that's great. I mean, tolerances are kind of whatever. They're not as finicky and necessary as what, like, some people might think, but oh boy, that's annoying, especially because I paid money for it, and thanks, Squid. And don't even get me started on my tsunami. They sent it back with a stripped screw. But that's all for another video. Hey, get back here. Get back there. Alright, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week, and you all get 11 stars. So anyways, tune in next week for my totally original review of the Squid Industries Kraken. No!